Hello, my lovely viewers out there, and welcome to another video of Sports on Fauzan Harun channel. In today's edition, I'm going to look at a special topic of discussion: Chelsea's player transfer and matters arising so far. And it is with this optimum knowledge in mind that I've drafted today's topic. And already so many fallouts have begun to emerge with respect to the players that were brought in during the summer transfer window. And the players that have been brought in so far: Edu Mendy has been fantastic, Thiago Silva has been fantastic, Timo Werner fantastic, but he needs to improve. Hakim Ziyech fantastic, Kai Havertz not fantastic at all. Ben Chilwell fantastic, but he needs to improve, more room for improvement. And latest from Chelsea's camp indicate that sources I'm picking from Chelsea's camp indicates that the management and board, for that matter, the board of Chelsea disagree with Lampard on his quest to push for the purchase of Declan Rice. And there's been some debate as to whether indeed the board will sanction that deal. This program is not necessarily to criticize any player whatsoever, but I'm giving facts based on realities and facts on the ground. I'm putting to analyze the issue based on realities and facts on the ground. And already, my point is that with respect to the arrival of Kai Havertz, though most people are telling us that we need to give him time, he will mature and bring out the best from him. His best are yet to come. Though I do agree, all right, but still, he doesn't give us a room for. He doesn't give us optimism that indeed his best days are yet to arrive. And when you look at, my point is, judging from his performance so far, you can see that the money that was invested in Kai Havertz, the £72 million, i.e. the $80 million, was supposed to have been the money which would have been used in purchasing, was supposed to have been used to purchase Declan Rice. Yes. And that's the money that was supposed to have been used to purchase Declan Rice. Yes. And I say that it may sound controversial to you because currently the reason why the board is hesitant to sanction the Declan Rice deal is that Chelsea's board do not share the same opinion with Lampard that Declan Rice is a Champions League standard level player. When we say Champions League standard level player, somebody who has done it in the Champions League and has the prospect of doing better when he moves to a greater club. And when you remember the case of Michael Essien, before he was brought to Chelsea, he did well in the Champions League with Lyon. They were qualifying to the quarterfinals, and in some cases, in most cases, were even eliminating Real Madrid. And then I think one case to the semi-finals or so. So before even he came to Chelsea, the prospect was there that he is a Champions League level material which will take us far. And that is different with respect to Kai Havertz. And as I told you in one of my previous programs, Kai Havertz, what has he done so far before he even was brought to Chelsea? And apparently later Lampard told us that he was recommended to Kai Havertz. He asked Michel Ballack his opinion with respect to Kai Havertz before sanctioning the deal for him to come to Chelsea. And of course, you know, Michel Ballack is a Chelsea legend. He loves Chelsea, I know, but still, he's a German first before even he joined Chelsea. And so the German sentiment will be in there. Where Michel Ballack told Lampard the player is very good and could help Chelsea in the long run. And Lampard sanctioned the deal, and the board went in for Kai Havertz. And now, judging from his performance that he's putting up so far, it's not a Champions League level material. And I was advocating for us to have gone in for Hussam Aouar. And you know, the issue with us Chelsea pundit and fans alike is that we need to tell the fact as it is before the club makes mistake. And we are in the transfer window once again, in the January transfer window for that matter. And I do feel that Hussam Aouar is the kind of player that Chelsea should have gone in for. He was available for 45 to 50 million pounds. Why spend 72 million pounds on somebody who has no Champions League experience that much? Remember, Kai Havertz was playing in the Europa League. Europa League, you can't compare the level to Champions League. Hussam Aouar was in the team that defeated Man City 3-1 by Olympique Lyonnais in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. They eliminated Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, and you saw his exploit. He didn't just feature in the match. He was the main architect in midfield with Maxwell Cornet and other midfielders there. who did the damage against the likes of Ike Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, Raheem Sterling, and those same players that defeated us 3-1 recently. So somehow had the experience there. So I was surprised and shocked that Chelsea didn't go in for such a player, and they went in for Kai Havertz. And later, before you go in for a player, that's before you purchase a player, there are so many parameters that come to play. And these parameters include but not limited to one. I'm giving you some of them. It's not only limited to those I'm giving you. Let club scout, that's the scout of the club, monitor the player for so many months, at least even 6 months. One. And then two, the coach should have a chance of going to watch a player in a match twice, at least twice, I should say. One being that the player may play against a tougher opponent. You see his performance against maybe the likes of Bayern Munich. Should have monitored him against the likes of Bayern Munich. In the case of Kai Havertz, because he's in Germany, let me make that emphasis. And maybe one average team or another second best team, Borussia Dortmund, and then one average team like maybe Union Berlin, or I don't know, some of the other lower ranked teams, or some of the mid-table teams like the Schalke and the rest. Schalke is not necessarily a top small team, but so a mid-table team. So we should have monitored him along these parameters. But the question I'm asking is, were all these parameters taken into consideration before settling on Kai Havertz? It seems his performance doesn't speak for that to convince me that these parameters were also considered in addition to what was taken into consideration. And some people are trying to say that we shouldn't try to quickly rubbish Kai Havertz's prospect, just like as we rubbish the prospect of Mohamed Salah and Kevin De Bruyne. I remember those of you who have been in sports for so long, you know Mohamed Salah and Kevin De Bruyne would have been playing for Chelsea as of now if our management and board didn't make mistake to sanction their exit out of the club. And the reason why I'm saying there are two different scenarios is that Mohamed Salah back in Chelsea when he came, he was deemed quote and unquote surplus to requirement, not because of performance, but because we had so many avalanche of stars, so many stars there. Back then, remember Oscar, Willian, Eden Hazard, so many players, Andre Scholler. You see, remember, you can name them. You Chelsea fans, you know, so many of them were there. So Salah was playing all right, but not having enough minutes. And let me make it categorically clear: Salah didn't flop at Chelsea. Only that he wasn't getting so many minutes, and Jose Mourinho sanctioned his exit, though he brought him in. Remember in our game against Arsenal that Jose Mourinho defeated Arsene Wenger 6-0. Salah came from the bench and scored. I remember a fantastic goal he scored against Stoke City. So in our 3-1 win at away at the venue of home grounds of Stoke City. You see, so Salah didn't flop. And so for them to compare, to say we are rubbishing him, Kai Havertz, like we are doing to Salah, and Kevin De Bruyne, is like comparing apples with oranges. Kevin De Bruyne also didn't flop. He had some issues with Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho said he saw him as someone who was lazy. And listen, Kevin De Bruyne came out and said that he wasn't lazy, he can play. He believed and trust in his ability to play. But Jose Mourinho was using his training as a yardstick to judge him. That was the mistake. So these players didn't flop. If anything at all, Salah wasn't giving so many minutes, and Kevin De Bruyne also wasn't giving so many minutes to prove himself. But so far, the minutes that Kai Havertz has been given, I think back then, if Salah were giving those kind of minutes, he would have proved himself to be in the first 11. But so people shouldn't say we are trying to rubbish him, as he has got a whole lot of future ahead of him. Let's hope so. So far, he hasn't convinced us, because for us to aspire to go higher in the Champions League, we need Champions league level players like Usamawa and those guys who have played for us to see in the Champions League, not someone who played in the Europa League. Anyway, this program, as I will reiterate, is not to rubbish any player, Kai Havertz for that matter. No, I'm trying to give the facts on the ground and the realities as they do appear. So like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. So you see, this Sam Awa of Olympic Lyon, and at a point in time, I heard Arsenal were going for his signature Unfortunately, they settled for Partey, Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey is equally good, but I will always prefer this guy, Osama Awa, because he has done it at the highest level of the Champions League before. Yeah, so that's Osama Awa. That's him. That excellent midfielder there that featured in the quarterfinals against Man City, where Lyon thrashed Man City 3-1, defeated Man City 3-1. Anyway, without much ado, I will say thank you very much for joining me on this video. Hopefully, we will have more analysis in the days ahead. And good luck to Chelsea as we play the FA Cup on Sunday against Morecambe FC. And I don't know if I will have time to do preview. Honestly, these low level matches I don't do preview on. But if I have the time, I will do it. But yeah, I am not promising anyway. Because hopefully Chelsea should win this match. And thank you very much. If you haven't joined the channel, please do well to subscribe to the channel. I love you wherever you are. Cheers. Bye-bye. With one piece. Still, blue is the color. Football is the game. Thank you. We are winning together and losing together. Cheers. I love you. Bye-bye.